story of Chadwick Boseman. The answer is far richer and deep of these alone. Born on November 29, 1976, in Anderson, South Carolina, Boseman didn't grow up imagining that one day he would walk red carpets or headline blockbuster films in Hollywood. Instead, he dreamed of telling stories, of giving voice to the overlooked, honoring heroes who had been written out of history, and ultimately redefining the idea of what it means to be heroic. Chadwick Boseman became known to millions of fans across T'Challa the Black Panther, King of Wakanda, a role that transformed global pop culture and inspired a generation. But beyond the groundbreaking Marvel success, Boseman's life was marked by remarkable intellectual ambition, profound artistic integrity, and an endurance that defied limits. He fought unseen battles even as he embodied strength on screen, a quiet warrior really, in every sense of the word. This is the story of a king, not of kingdoms, but of purpose, a man who became an icon, lived his short life with dignity, and left behind a legacy that transcends screens and awards. Chadwick Boseman was born in moderate circumstances in Anderson, South Carolina, a place where everyday victories and struggles were deeply rooted in community, hard work, and dignity. Boseman was the youngest of 3 children, born to Leroy and Carolyn Boseman. His father worked for an agricultural conglomerate and did upholstery work on the side. His mother was a nurse. This grounding in family resilience would shape Boseman's worldview forever. From a young age, Boseman was curious, expressive, and deeply empathetic. Sports, especially basketball, were a major part of his adolescent life, and though he possessed talent on the court, it was an early tragic moment, the loss of a teammate to gun violence, that propelled him towards storytelling. He wrote his first play, Crossroads, in high school and saw firsthand the power of creative expression to heal and provoke thought. This mix of vulnerability and strength would remain a defining theme throughout his life, transformed not only into personal resilience, but into the depth he brought to every performance. Rather than following the expected path of a student athlete, Boseman chose the arts. After graduating from T.L. Hanna High School in 1995, he enrolled at Howard University in Washington, D.C., to pursue a Bachelor of Fine Arts in Directing. Howard, one of the most esteemed historically Black colleges in America, became an incubator for Boseman's evolving artistic identity and worldview. At Howard, Boseman studied under renowned mentors and was deeply influenced by the institution's celebration of Black excellence, history, and unapologetic creativity. He also participated in the British American Drama Academy's summer program at Oxford University, where he studied classical theater, including Shakespeare, which sharpened his dramatic instincts and broadened his reach as a performer. Following his graduation in 2000, Boseman moved to Brooklyn, New York, and studied at the Digital Film Academy in Manhattan. Even then, he wasn't just committed to acting, he also wrote, directed, and taught. He taught acting at the Schomburg Center for Research in Black Culture in Harlem, performed with the National Shakespeare Company, and wrote stage plays such as Deep Azure and Rhyme Deferred, works grounded in African American experience and identity. This period was a testament to Boseman's patience and dedication. He supported himself by teaching, developing plays, and performing on stage and television, all while honing the skills that would later redefine cinematic storytelling. Boseman's early screen appearances were modest, but each revealed a performer brimming with potential. He appeared on popular television series such as Third Watch, Law and Order, CSI, New York, and *ER roles that displayed his versatility, but didn't yet place him in the spotlight. His first notable recurring role came with the family drama Lincoln Heights, 2008 to 2009, followed by a part in the mystery series Persons Unknown, 2010. Yet Boseman's ambitions were not confined to television. His eyes were on roles with depth, meaning, and narrative weight. He made his big-screen debut in the football biographical film The Express, 2008, and over the next several years took on diverse roles. But it was his portrayal of Jackie Robinson in 42, 2013 that truly announced him to the world. As the first Black man to break Major League Baseball's color barrier, Robinson was a figure of immense historical and cultural importance, and Boseman brought both athletic precision and emotional nuance to the role. In a line that would echo throughout his career, Boseman said he saw characters like Robinson not as roles, but as custodianship stories that deserved respect, reverence, and truth. And in 42, he delivered that with resounding conviction. After 42, Boseman continued to make powerful choices. In Draft Day 2014, he played a football linebacker prospect. In Get On Up 2014, he embodied James Brown, the electrifying godfather of soul. His electrifying performance as Brown wasn't simply mimicry, it captured the musician's essence, intensity, and contradictions, earning widespread acclaim and solidifying Boseman's reputation for immersive preparation and authenticity. He then portrayed Thurgood Marshall in Marshall 2017, telling the early career story of the first African-American Supreme Court justice. Once again, Boseman's approach became less about imitation and more about honoring the real humanity behind the legend, grounding larger-than-life figures in relatable emotion and depth. Each of these roles built on the last, revealing a through line in Boseman's career, a dedication to stories that broadened cultural understanding, confronted prejudice, and lifted up voices historically marginalized or undervalued in mainstream storytelling. In 2016, Boseman took on the role that would define his global legacy, King T'Challa, the Black Panther, in Captain America: Civil War. Compassionate, a king whose strength was rooted not in muscle, but in moral integrity, familial loyalty, and cultural pride. Time magazine even named him one of the 100 most influential people in the world, recognition not merely for his on-screen portrayal, but for what he represented to millions around the globe. He reprised the role in Avengers, Infinity War 2018 and Avengers Endgame 2019, continuing to anchor the emotional core of Marvel's sprawling cinematic universe. Behind the scenes, Boseman was engaged in a battle that the world did not know: a diagnosis of colon cancer in 2016. He courageously chose to keep his health private, even as he continued to work on demanding film sets, undergo surgeries, and persist through chemotherapy. Despite immense physical challenges, Boseman continued giving deeply committed performances. In Da 5 Bloods, directed by Spike Lee, Boseman delivered another emotionally resonant turn, depicting a fallen squad leader whose absence looms over the story's narrative. But it was Ma Rainey's Black Bottom 2020 that would stand as his final film role. As Levy Green, a troubled and ambitious jazz trumpeter, Boseman delivered a towering performance, raw, electrifying, and full of emotional contradiction. The role earned him posthumous Golden Globe, Critics' Choice, and Screen Actors Guild Awards, and a posthumous Academy Award nomination for Best Actor, a testament to an artistry that continued to deepen even as Boseman's life drew to an end. On August 28, 2020, Chadwick Boseman passed away at age 43, surrounded by loved ones. His passing shocked the world, not only because of the secrecy surrounding his illness, but because a voice so resonant, a talent so extraordinary, felt cut far too short. Today, Chadwick Boseman's influence extends far beyond film credits. His life and work continue to inspire, educate, and empower across generations. In November 2025, 5 years after his death, Boseman was honored with a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, a permanent tribute to his enduring impact on cinema and culture, attended by colleagues, collaborators, family, and fans who still rally behind his legacy. Additionally, his theatrical work continues to receive recognition. His play Deep Azure, first staged in 2005, reached international audiences with its premiere in London in 2026, exploring themes of police brutality, grief, and identity in ways that remain profoundly relevant. Boseman's performances, from historical biopics to superhero epics, have sparked dialogue about race, representation, and the power of storytelling. His portrayal of Black Panther alone opened doors for inclusivity in Hollywood, proving that films led by Black creators and cast members could achieve both critical acclaim and global commercial success. Off-screen, stories both public and private continue to surface of Boseman's generosity, humility, and kindness, including moments of compassion toward fans, colleagues, and even children in hospitals battling cancer, while he himself was enduring treatment. Chadwick Boseman was, first and foremost, a storyteller and artist devoted to truth, integrity, and craft. But the true measure of his life isn't found solely in accolades or box office returns. It's found in the stories he chose to bring to life and the respect he showed to those real-world figures whose courage laid groundwork for future generations. He taught us that heroes aren't always invincible, that strength can be quiet, and that legacy isn't defined by the length of life, but the depth of impact. In a world constantly searching for leaders, role models, and meaning, Boseman's life, though brief, gives us something enduring, evidence that purpose is greater than fame, that dignity is greater than visibility, and that courage, real courage, is lived in the quiet moments unseen. Chadwick Boseman may have left this world too soon, but he gave us characters and stories that will echo across time. He taught us to see ourselves more fully, to demand richer representation, and to honor the complex humanity in every life. And perhaps his greatest role beyond Black Panther, beyond historical figures, beyond awards was the role of marking a path for others to follow. A path of dignity, a path of resilience, a path of integrity.